Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Live Ones. Happy Monday. It is April 25th, 2022. New week, new money. The big story of the day, leading Yahoo Sports, leading USA Today, is the nationally televised embarrassment that was the Brewers-Phillies game last night and the unbridled living case for union busting in one Angel Hernandez. Every umpire auditing site, statcasting site showed it clear as day the man's strike zone belonged on a Little League field. He missed, depending on the auditor, between 11 and 16 clear as day balls behind home plate, calling them strikes instead. He rung up 4 Phillies and 2 Brewers, so I guess, chaotic neutral. It helped both pitchers. Aaron Nola pitched a 7-inning shutout. That's highly atypical for him. Eric Lauer for the Brewers recorded a career-high 13 strikeouts. The worst instance by far that wasn't a strikeout had to have been the first pitch to Gene Segura with the bases loaded in the 5th inning. It was a slider that was closer to hitting Segura than it was to the edge of the plate. It was off the plate by almost a foot. Not exaggerating. Kyle Schwarber recorded an out in the 9th inning on a ball 4 pitch that would have brought the winning run to the plate and just blew up. Lost his absolute mind on Hernandez. With Joe West officially retired, Angel is the new poster boy for robot umpires. You know, they've done the analysis of accuracy, and he's not the worst umpire out there. He's not even bottom 10 in terms of accuracy. Jerry Lane is much, much worse. If you know the history of baseball, he probably single-handedly gave Mariano Rivera an additional 15 saves with his strike zone over the years. But Angel's got the reputation because, much like Joe West, he likes to make it all about himself, loves ringing people up on strikeouts behind home plate so he can do a pose, invites the arguments so he can toss people. It's just a giant ego trip for him. He wants to be famous, which is not what an official of any sports league should want to be. The guy sued Major League Baseball, and he's just still out there just completely clowning himself. And he knows nothing can happen to him because of the union. So, yeah, bring on the robot umps. They're already trying them in the minor leagues. It'll only make the game better. Ben Simmons will, in fact, not be suiting up for Game 4 tonight with the Nets back up against the wall in an elimination game. If you get a chance, I don't often recommend this guy for anything other than entertainment value, but Stephen A. Smith was on ESPN last night. The news broke during halftime of the Nets-Hawks game. He reiterated something you've heard a number of times on this program. The owners and the management infrastructure of the NBA have tolerated, or at least have not really been up in arms enough to do anything about the superstar players having so much autonomy, to the point of essentially running the league the last decade. I really just trace it back to LeBron James and that decision, that national broadcast, man, what hot garbage that was, when he went to the Miami Heat for the first time. Enough teams have the mindset that they'd eventually be the beneficiaries of a star player wanting out of town, that the owners really never had common cause to stand together. That all changes come the next collective bargaining agreement, guaranteed. You want to bet the owners won't lock out the league to stop some of this, and Ben Simmons won't be the poster boy they throw up to justify it? That's ultimately going to be his legacy. And frankly, a couple of decades ago, his teammates would have gotten together and given him the equivalent of a full metal jacket blanket party, straighten him out. He's going to ruin the good thing that they've got going. We had a great day yesterday, went 4-1 with our picks. The only loss was the Nuggets, surprising everyone and managing to pull it out against the Warriors. We were 6-3-1 for the weekend, finished last week up roughly 1.5 units. Hey, every up week is a good week. We've got NBA playoffs and a small slate of baseball to go over. Let's get right to it. And we're going to start, like I said, no Ben Simmons tonight. Celtics-Nets, Game 4, just the cherry on top of a disappointing season for the super team to end all super teams in the Brooklyn Nets. You would have thought if they just take both games at home, extend the series, they might have a chance of something crazy happening in Game 5 and coming back home to steal it in Game 6. No such luck. Jason Tatum dominated on both ends in Game 4, piling up 39 points, 6 assists, and 6 steals, while Jaylen Brown had 23 points and 5 assists. The Celtics completely swarmed Durant, who was only able to go for 16 and just couldn't distribute the ball to anyone else. Bruce Brown was the Nets' leading scorer. He was the only Net who managed to get more points than Durant did at 16. This Celtics team is just untouchable on defense. Nets have no answer, and you're giving me them on the money line tonight at even money, a pick-em price plus 100. I'm jumping on that. Celtics win straight up and sweep this Brooklyn team back to the ash heap of failed super teams. Kevin Durant can demand a trade to them this offseason and go chase another ring. That's kind of what he does. All right, so the other big game happening tonight, Sixers and the Raptors. We're back in the city of brotherly love for the game that will almost certainly close out this series between the Sixers and the Raptors. Fred VanVleet is out with a hip injury. Scotty Barnes is huddled with a sprained ankle that looks like it didn't heal properly in Game 4. Joel Embiid needs surgery on his thumb and made just 7 of 16 shots from the floor and finishing with 21 points on Saturday. Being back in Philly, Matisse Thybulle will be back in the lineup and will be well rested. Everything about this game points to a low total, but you can tell because the total opened up at 210, so I don't think we're getting any bargains there. Toronto has to be coming into tonight looking to slow the game down and turn it into a defensive rock fight. They've got to know that's the only way they've got a chance. They've got to take the series back to Toronto. It's their only hope for survival. I think on some level, actually, the Sixers would love to keep it at a slow pace as well, with Embiid's injury and Harden struggling to get points from the field. The Sixers have basically controlled the pace of this series from the beginning. I think the best play tonight is actually on the Raptors team total under 102. All of the elements are there to keep their scoring low. I think we see just that tonight. Over to baseball, like I said, it's a thin slate tonight, only 7 games, but one game does interest me. It's the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. They're meeting for their second time this evening. The first series between these two saw the Jays take 2 out of 3 in Boston. Now the Sox head to Toronto, looking to snap a 2-game skid. They put up Nathan Eovaldi, who's had a rough start to the year, yet to go past 5 innings this season. This same Blue Jays team lit him up actually a little over a week ago. They only scored 1 run, but they had 7 hits, and most of those were hard. Jose Barrios starts for the Jays. He's settled down quite a bit since his disaster of a first start, scattering 4 earned runs over 11 innings in his 2 starts since. He, too, just faced the Sox last week, and he only gave up 1 run in 6 innings. In a matchup between teams with even bullpens, I have to go with the team whose hitters are more likely to get to the starter, and that's the Blue Jays all the way. You're getting a nice price for them as the home favorite on the money line at minus 120. You just go ahead and take that. Third and final play for the night. That's it for me. Everyone bet safe, stay safe. Follow us on Twitter at Live One Sports. Check us out on Roku and Fire TV at the Live Ones. Have yourselves a great Monday night, and I will see you next time.